Hi, I'm Callum from Tyne Valley Motorhomes, and this is the handover of a rock and roll signature camper van which is exclusive to Tyne Valley Motorhomes. So as we start the walk around on the driver's side of the vehicle first, if you open the driver's door, located just next to the accelerator pedal is your bonnet release, which is just in the corner here, so that will allow you to access the bonnet. And if we have a quick look in the bonnet, you've got your oil filler and your dipstick for checking your levels. You've got your air filter in there, brake fluid, screen wash, coolant, and then you've got your battery, so your engine battery. You've got your negative and your positive, so if you've ever got to give a jump start off the vehicle, you jump off the battery. You've also got, when you open the door, your weight plate of your vehicle, so gross vehicle weight 2.8 tonne. If you were to put a tow bar on this, you can tow the weight of what the vehicle is and what you're towing, so your train weight can't exceed 4.9 tonne. So you've got a 2,100 tonne limit behind this vehicle. You've also got your tyre pressures here, so find out what tyre sizes they are on the tyres, and then it'll tell you in bar and PSI your tyre pressures. Underneath the van, you've got your, just up there, you've got your diesel exhaust, and then that black pipe is your waste for your kitchen tap, so you might just want to put a container under there to collect that water. You've got an onboard freshwater tank, so using one of the keys, you've got a lockable cap, so you can open, put a hose pipe in there and fill until it overflows. But carry a hose pipe, because most sites are just a brass tap, so you need the hose pipe with you to fill the freshwater system. This is the electric hookup point, so if you're hooking it up at home or you're hooking it up on site, what you need to do is get your hookup lead, lift the collar, hook the camper up first, then the house or the site, and do it in reverse order when unhooking, so that you're never walking around with a live lead in your hand, causing any damage to yourselves in case the lead ever becomes faulty. On the back, you'll notice you've got your high level brake light, you've got your rear distant parking sensors along the bottom, so 4 along the bottom, and this is the tailgate model, so you'll be able to open the tailgate at the bottom. And in here you do have storage underneath, which is accessible from the front, and there's your jack and brace on there. This is your gas locker, so LPG. So in here you can fit 1 907 camping gas bottle, so this is our test bottle. So what you do is you'd spin the bottle onto this regulator, so you want them to bite and spin the bottle, and it'll tighten onto the regulator, and then you turn the red knob on the top on and off, and that is your gas supply valve. So you can turn that on and off, making sure that you turn it off before you travel, and making sure you pop it on when you arrive on your site. But make sure the bottle's strapped in so it's securely fastened, and then you put the cover back on to form the seal. Underneath the van you do have your spare tyre, so that's where that toolkit comes in handy for changing the wheel. And then as we come round, last but not least, beside the passenger door you've got your diesel filler, so you can fill with diesel fuel here, and then underneath you've got AdBlue, so make sure that your AdBlue, when the AdBlue light comes on, you fill up. You can buy it on the pump, it's about 150 a litre, or you can buy it in the 10 litre drums and top your AdBlue up. It'll give you a mileage countdown, top it up within that countdown, because it needs that to clean your catalytic converter out at a certain temperature of soot and carbon build-up, otherwise the engine won't start if that AdBlue system completely drains of AdBlue. So when you come into the vehicle, to turn the van on, this is your master switch on the panel, so you can turn on your leisure battery. And you can see there that the light is on battery L, and when you press it, it gives you the voltage of your leisure battery. Always make sure the blue light is on battery L and not on battery V, because it's using the vehicle battery to power the habitation area, and it could flatten the engine battery. So make sure it is on the designated battery for the living area, which is your leisure battery. You've got your lights. This is just your master switch for your lights, and they all are switched around the vehicle. And then you do have your pump for your cold water tap in the kitchen area. Below you've got a 12 volt and 2 USBs, and below that you've got two 230 volt sockets, but remember you've got to be hooked up for these to work. And then next to it you do have your diesel heater control. So with your diesel heater, make sure that you've got a quarter of a tank of diesel in your main tank or more for this to work, otherwise it won't work, because it's on different levels from the intake from the engine to the intake for the diesel heater. To start the heater off, press the square button and you can start it off. And it'll say starting, so press it twice. And you can go up and down here for your temperature. You can see that it's already at 30 degrees because we've had it on previously. But you can adjust the temperature to suit with the left and right arrows to the temperature that you want the inside of the vehicle to be. And then to turn it off, just press and hold the square button. It'll say stop shutting down. If it's been on, it will take a while to cool down, so it will take a while to go off, and that's just because it's got so much heat in the diesel heater. It needs to cool the diesel heater down so that it doesn't trap the air and break the heater. For your cooking facilities, you do have 2 gas burners, making sure that your gas bottle's on. You'll be able to turn them on, and there you are, you've got 2 lit gas rings. Turn these off and give them time to cool down before you put the lid down so that they're cool enough to touch, otherwise you can shatter the glass lid. And then you do have your cold water tap, making sure your pump's on. You'll be able to fill your sink with water. Below you've got loads of different drawers for storage, so that's under the sink, some there. Got a large cupboard here with 2 separate doors and your wheel arch at the back. Cutlery drawer at the top. And then underneath you've got your fridge. So to operate your fridge, it's a 12 volt compression fridge, this one. So it'll work off 12 volt, so if you're hooked up, obviously great because you're charging a 12 volt battery. If you're wild camping, it'll work off the leisure battery alone. Just make sure it's got enough charge in it. To turn the fridge on and off, you press and hold here, and that's it off. That light will go off once the door's shut, and then to turn it back on, press and hold, and then this is your temperature setting. So little snowflake at the top is the warmest setting, big snowflake at the bottom is the coldest setting. Make sure that you do turn this off when you're not using it, otherwise it can drain your leisure battery. And if you plan on going away and it's parked on the drive a few days before, if you're lucky enough to hook it up, great, hook the vehicle up, charge your leisure battery, put your fridge on, allow that to chill the night before, go and put your shopping in, and then when you travel it'll work off your leisure battery when you're driving along to your site or to go wild camping, and keep your shopping nice and fresh. Got a little cool box in there as well. And then what you want to do is you want to leave the door open when not using the fridge, just to stop any smells from being trapped in. Underneath the driver's seat you do have your leisure battery, and then just behind it you've got another 12 volt socket and a 230 volts plug, so when you hooked up that'll work. You've got a heater vent here and then you do have the location where your freestanding table lives, just behind there, which clips on to the bar. So should you be travelling passengers in the back, if they want the table, you can just hook it on there, or you can slide it behind the seat in the designated storage area if you want to store the table away. In your cupboard at the back, you do have your EC155 power supply unit. So that's your charger that charges your leisure battery. So just leave it on, that'll only light up when you're hooked up, charging your leisure battery. You've got all your fuses this side, which are listed here. So do carry some spare blade fuses, so you'll need anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 amp fuses. So carry a assortment of fuses with you, just in case one item decides to blow a fuse. You can replenish the fuse when you're away. And this side you've got your RCD and your MCB, so if you trip the van out, try here before you try your main site. So at the back, to make your rock and roll bed into a bed from the seat, what you need to do is lift this bar, pull it towards you, slide it out, and then put your weight in the middle of the bed, and it'll click the bed into place. And there you do have your bed. So you've got one double bed in the van, obviously one double bed in the pop top, which I'll show you in a minute. And then if you lift the handle back up, or should I say push it down, as it's on a cable system, you'll be able to lock it back into place. There you go, and there is your seat built back up.
I can't see that though.
So to put your pop top roof down, first of all you need to pull your bed board down, which is hinged from the back. So when you push it up, you need to push it up here first, and then lift the front, as it's on a double hinge. But pop that down, and then what you'll be able to do is you need to open the side door to allow the pressure out of the pop top and out of the van, so it's a lot easier to pull the roof down. And then if you grab the handles, you can pull the canvas down, pull it down so far, and then pull each side in. So pull the sides of the tent in on both sides, and then the front. Then pull it down all the way, making sure it's all nice and tucked away, wrapped in the van. And then you've got these straps, so what you need to do is push the button in, pull them down. To be fair, these could be cut down because they're extremely long. And then roll the excess strap up. We'll get them sorted when it goes through its PDI to have the straps cut down a bit. Tuck them up in the top there. And then with this conversion, which is quite a good feature, you can pull this board over and it'll tuck all the canvas away, and it'll give you a headliner back in the cab to stop the draft. So in your cab you've got singular captain seats, which are a lot easier to spin than the double seat. And then all you need to do is press this button here, pull the seat forward, spin the seat round into the rear, and you have got turning cab seats.